honestly, like, if I'm being like 1,000% honest, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. They made you feel the emotion. This was not a YouTube video. This was a powerful and well-constructed message. And the last thing I would say to them is, you've inspired me very, 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 very much. Like, I can't even begin to fathom it. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome back to my motherfucking channel. That was loud. Okay, so today, I was kind of on the edge of making this video or not, because of the topic of discussion. I love reacting to or reviewing projects, whether that be music, movies, shows, documentaries. I love reviewing stuff like that that makes me feel something, if that makes sense, that moves me, because if I don't like it, I will not make a video about it. If I don't like it, I wouldn't waste my time with it. So, and I've only ever done this once. Or twice actually, with the documentaries. So I have a lot to say. So I'll be reviewing Losing a Best Friend by the Dolan twins. This, honestly, like, if I'm being like 1,000% honest, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen, ever watched, and for a lot of reasons, and I'll get more into that after I like review the actual documentary itself. But I'm just really shook. And don't think of this in any disrespect. Like, this is no disrespect whatsoever. I love with all my fucking heart the Dolan twins. The Dolan twins have inspired me so much. It's crazy. That's crazy to say, because a year ago I really didn't even know like who they really were. But they've definitely inspired me in this last year, and I'm shook. So I have to talk about this because, like I said, this is one of the greatest things I have ever watched. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the documentary's like 3 minutes in. I'll just start it like this. 3 minutes in, I was already shook. There were so many emotions already, and it was because of the home videos. They were throughout the video, honestly, and like pictures and stuff. But at the beginning, it really set the tone for what the documentary was gonna was really gonna be like. So the vibe was really sweet, but really intense, and like I said, set the tone for what you were about to get. And then the first place that they went to, well, and I'm not going to talk about everything in this documentary because that's just, I don't think that I should do that. I just want to talk about the main like points and like things that really stood out to me and moved me. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But first, they stopped at the therapy session. The therapy session was pretty emotional. It really was like going from more emotional and more, like, I can't explain it. In this therapy session, they talked really highly of their dad, as they should, because the way that they were making him, because people that were watching it have never met their dad. Well, a lot of people that were watching it have never met their father. So us not knowing who this person actually like really is, they were not setting it up, but they were making him like, I felt like I knew him at the end of this documentary. Like, I felt like I knew him, like I was his like I was his son or something. And I was just like, and I know that's like crazy to say, but they were really passionate about it, and that's what I loved about it. But yeah, they spoke really highly of him. More, they called him a best friend, and that's what I love. If somebody has respect for you and has so much love and passion for you, especially a parent, you should always respect them. And I'm so glad they speak highly and have respect for their parents overall. And a big thing about this documentary, there was a lot of like points that came out of this. And one main point that I want to talk about is not everybody grieves the same, and that's what the therapist was telling them. Like, some people literally don't even they have a reaction, but they don't at the same time, and that's fine. If that's how you're going to deal with something this traumatic, that's fine. But I love how they went into the therapy session and showed everybody like how emotional and how, I don't want to say normal, but nobody ever talks about death. And well, they talk about death, but they don't talk about grieving and how hard it can be. And I love that they really portray that in this documentary. And then they started looking at old pictures, and like I was saying, it kept getting sadder and sadder and sadder. When Grayson broke down, oh my God, like, it made me sick to my stomach to see that. I don't like seeing people cry in the first place, but seeing somebody that's always happy and always, you know, good vibes, crying, and it's a genuine cry, it made me like, oh my God. And I'm not a crier, but I was every time I seen them cry, I was just like, oh my God, don't do it. But they're very emotional and it's very understandable. They were looking at old pictures of their dad and them when they were younger. It was very beautiful. It was a very beautiful moment. And so far, I think that this was like not even 20 minutes in, and I've never seen anything like this on YouTube thus far. Like, and I'm gonna talk more about it because this is really why I'm talking about it. They are opening doors, and I fucking love that. I was I was so happy because I had some noodles. My babies, my noodles. And my babies. Oh my God. Y'all, this is so good already. I'm shook. I was gonna eat while I was gonna watch this, but all the emotions and all the feelings, it just made my stomach, like, I could not eat. They're still sitting right here on the table. I could not eat. It was just like, oh my God. And when something can make you feel like that, like I said, move you in that kind of way, where it's making your inside, like you feel what they're feeling, that's beautiful. They captivated your feelings. And then they interviewed people that he knew growing up, his friends growing up, teachers that he worked with, people that he worked with overall, students, because he was more than just a family kind of guy. He was very and like I said, I've never met him, but what they were giving me and what they were showing me, I just see it. He was a great man, and I've never met him. That's what's so, like, I don't know, the way that they did this documentary was really smart. But every person that talked about him, all the students and stuff, it was really passionate because he was passionate about everything that he was doing. They said he was involved with everything, and you could just tell every picture that they showed of him. And I'm not gonna put any I don't think I'm gonna put any pictures of him or his mom in or their mom in this video, just because I don't know. That's just not respectful to me. But every picture that they showed, he had a smile on his face, and that was just like, wow, we need more people like that. You understand what I'm saying? And then they interviewed one of the dad's friends named Dave. And this story in particular really shook me up. And it was another moment where I was like, oh my God, don't do it. Do not do it. Because of the perspective that he was giving on the situation. He knew him since they were young, you know, and how they always been close, and how he kept this letter. It was more of a poem, honestly, and he kept it for so many years. And that right there was just like, I love that, because bonds outside of family really matter. Like, shining your light on people. I know that kind of sounds not sketchy, cliche, but it's true. Showing people outside of your family how, I don't know, I can't explain it, but non-family bonds matter, and that's true. I'm so sorry. These cops are really pissing me off. So hearing all these old stories, and going on to these old places that bring back memories and stuff, and talking to all these people that from their past was really emotional, but at the same time it was very heartwarming because of the person that he was. Because it seemed as if each person had an emotional connection with him on a different level. Because there was, like I said, everybody spoke so highly of him, and I really love that. I'm not going to talk about all the stories. Like I said, go watch this. This is so worth watching, especially if you've lost somebody in your family that you just loved. I think it's really, anybody, honestly, losing a best friend. I love that they titled it that. I love this. I love it. Oh my God. But even though it was sad, it made you happy that they have happy memories of him, and that's just beautiful. And then they went on to the family interviews. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about every story, and I'm not going to talk about all the interviews that they did with the family, because it's very emotional and very pure. I really want you guys to go watch this. I know I keep saying that, but go watch it. But the grandparents interview, I just have to say something about it. That was another moment that made me sick to my stomach, and like I almost started crying because thinking about losing a child, it doesn't sit right with me. Parents are supposed to, I mean, death. I really don't like talking about death at all, but like parents are supposed to die before their children. I just, it doesn't sit right with me and it's not even just them, you know, like these aren't the first people that have lost somebody to cancer, and the fact that they made this so public and did this in such a way, they deserve no fucking award. I don't know, that grandparents interview really shook me up. I love them. They're so cute. I love them. And then they did an interview with their mom, kind of more of like a sit down talk. But I'm not gonna talk about it, and I'm not putting pictures in there because it was the purest moment through the whole documentary, and it was definitely one of my favorite moments. So I feel like you guys should really go watch it, but it's very emotional, very emotional. So then they talked about how they just launched a cancer foundation that the name of it is Love from Sean. It's so beautiful. I just love it. I love how they went about this. I'm gonna keep talking more about it, but go if you want to donate. It is www.lovefromsean.org is the website. Go donate, because these they donate, you donate money to there, and the Love for Sean organization sends the money out to I think he said 6 different charities or something like that, and they all help people that don't have the resources or just can't get the help that they need when it comes to cancer and stuff like that. So it's beautiful. I love how something really positive came out of such a negative situation. Okay, so then this is more of a like, I was just like shook. They started talking about statistics of cancers and stuff. 9 million people die yearly of cancer, and I was scared. At this point, I was scared of shit. Like, oh my, I did not know these statistics. That's fucking insane. Then they went on to shave Ethan's head. Oh my lord. I honestly wasn't expecting that. I seen he's been wearing a hat for the past like a couple weeks on Insta. Well, he honestly hasn't really been posting like pictures like that. Oh my god. I just noticed that. But if he was posting pictures, he had a fucking beanie on, or his head wasn't in the picture or something. So nobody really knew that he was about to shave his head. Oh my god. But I love the reason why he did it, the message behind it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like I said, the shaving the hair moment was a powerful moment. And another one of my favorites from this part, because they had a really sentimental like moment. Oh my god. Like I said, it just makes me so sad when I see them sad. But he even had a hat on at the launch of their, or not launch, it was a screening of this documentary yesterday. And everybody was like, tell him to take that hat off. But if he would have, it would have ruined the surprise. But I'm just really shook. I was not expecting him to shave his hair. Okay, then they started, they went into their bedroom, like they were about to go to sleep or something. They had a radio in the middle of the, of two beds, and they played his music. This part right here. Oh my! And I'm not lying when I say this whole documentary shook me up. It really shook me up. But this part in particular, now that I'm still thinking about it, it's like it's a really sad intimate moment. They played his old record. He used to be in a band when he was their age, and oh my god, because music for me personally, this is a big reason why I do my YouTube channel. It hits me so hard, like lyrics, the emotion somebody is giving you when they're singing. And like, right, I just got the chills when I was thinking about it. When they put that tape in there, I want that song. Like, that's probably, I shouldn't say that I want it like on Apple Music or something. But it was a really good song, and he sounded so good. It was him singing. That moment right there, my emotions were just flooded, and a couple tears came out of my eye. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not a crier. That's what's insane. I do not cry. And I'm not saying that because, like, I think that it's, like, cool not to cry or anything. I just don't cry. I really don't cry. And this entire documentary had me, like, on the edge of tears the entire time. But this moment pulled the string, and I was just like, oh, my God. It was so beautiful. I'm like, oh, my God, they snapped. I don't know, just the fact that it was him and the lyrics to the song, oh, my God, I really, if I was in that room with them when they first heard that, I would have started breaking down crying. I'm not kidding, because I was already breaking down crying on my couch. So I would have been a mess if I was in that room. Okay, so now that I gave an overview of the entire documentary, is such a beautiful thing. I know I keep saying that, but it really was. I fucking am in love with it. They didn't stray away from the topic of discussion the entire time. And they didn't make it about themselves. That was a big thing. Because if you're going to do a documentary on somebody that you've lost to something so tragic, if you're going to do a documentary about that, it has to be respectful. It has to be done right. It has to be great. And I couldn't think of a better way to do that than this documentary right here. I'm going to leave this link in the description if you guys want to go watch it. They were very candid with what they were talking about. I hope that I'm using that word right. But they were very open and stuff and emotional. I love that. I love when you can see people behind the YouTube screen, and that's what they were aiming to do, and that's what they've been aiming to do ever since they did that Shane documentary. And it's so apparent their content is getting better, and I fucking love it. But overall, it was very sentimental. And like I said, you felt like you knew him. You felt like you were there. You felt his energy. It's insane. It's insane. I give this documentary a 10 out of 10. I feel like they wanted people to be comfortable with talking about death and losing people that you love, and they did it, like I keep saying it, they did it in such a good way. And you will not see something like this on YouTube, especially from YouTubers. Like, you might see a documentary on here but this documentary, I felt as if like I was watching a Netflix special. Like, that's how excited I was to watch it before I even started watching it. And my expectations were met, and they really fucking did this. I never lost a parent. Thank God. Let me knock on wood, because that's so sad. It's so heartbreaking to me. And I commend them for talking about it, for, like I said, making this so public. I commend them for that. But I can't even begin to imagine the pain and the stress that they even went through the whole last year. Like, it's insane. I'm 100% sure they wanted people to take something out of this. There's a lot of different things that you could take from this if you can't relate to losing a parent or some like stuff like that. There's a lot of things that you could have took out of this, and the thing I took out of it personally, be more aware of things and people that you're around. Live in the moment. Don't. And that's what the Dolan twins have been teaching me in this last like year, especially after that Shane video. I feel like I woke up. Like, it's so weird, and it probably sounds cliche, but whatever. Like, the Dolan twins have really been changing my life. I do not care what anybody has to say. But nothing is forever. And that's sad, but it's reality. Some people can't deal, and some people just don't know how to deal with situations like that. And that's okay. Like I said, and like they were saying in this documentary, everybody is different. Everybody's gonna grieve. Everybody's gonna get over things differently. It just depends on who you are. But they took an uncomfortable subject and topic and made it comfortable. Even if it was emotional, you felt connected, you felt captivated, you felt interested the entire time. They snapped. And the production value of this was almost movie-like. And like I was saying, you did not lose interest once while watching this. They made you feel the emotion. This was not a YouTube video. This was a powerful and well-constructed message. And they crafted it beautifully. A lot of time and effort was clearly put into it, and I appreciate that so much. I just have a couple more things to say. I was writing down notes while I was watching this, and I said, perfect. I'm not a crier. It's a perfect documentary. It made me feel all the emotions, and I started crying at the end, but it's emotional. Then I said, changing YouTube as we know it. Like I said, I've never seen anything like this from a YouTuber. An hour and 30 minutes of emotion, raw, pure emotion. It's fucking beautiful. I can't wait to see more of the Dolan twins this year. I don't know where they're gonna go or what they're gonna do after this. But if I can tell them one thing, I know they'll never see this video. They'll never watch my videos. Never. But if I could tell them one thing, don't rush anything in life. If you rushing things, it doesn't get the quality, and it doesn't get what it could have. You know what I'm saying? And take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Don't feel as if you not doing something is going to ruin somebody else's emotions, because it's not about them. It's about you. At the end of the day, you need to take time for yourself. I love the Dolan twins so much. I really wish they knew that, but I know they'll never watch this video, and that's fine, because I really feel very, very inspired and very moved by this documentary. So I had to talk about it. and the last thing I would say to them is, you've inspired me very, 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 very much. Like, I can't even begin to fathom it. And I know they'll never see this video, but it's still like, they've inspired I live in a small town in Ohio. Okay, listen, my camera died, so that sucks. But as I was saying, the last thing I want to say to the Dolan twins is, like I said, they really inspired me. And even if it's just one person, like I said, I live in a small city in Ohio. They are reaching, how do I say it? They're reaching people, and they don't even know it. So I just really wanted to say congratulations to them and the whole thing. I'm really like in love with it. But yeah, thank you for watching this, and thank you Dolan twins for doing that. That's so amazing, seriously. And I cannot wait to see more content, and I hope we can do more documentaries, because that would be fucking sick. But I guess that's it. Bye, motherfuckers.